You may be seated. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Woodward-Granger Community School District, I would like to welcome all of you to today's commencement exercises for the class of 2020. Today is a special day to honor these graduates and their accomplishments. With the global event that's going on, which has created a lot of obstacles for us to get here today, one thought came to my mind. As the great Jerry Garcia once said, "What a long, strange trip it's been." Some of you are going to have to ask your grandparents what that means. It has been a change from the safety of what is familiar to the uncertainty of the unknown. And our graduates move to the next phase of their lives. It is time for each student to show their gratitude for achieving this accomplishment. Simply stated, gratitude is the quality of being thankful and forgiving and returning kindness in a thankful manner. How gratitude is expressed looks different to all people. Today, I am asking each graduate to show gratitude by presenting the rose they are holding to the person who has helped them reach this milestone. Please do so at this time. While we are expressing gratitude, I would like to thank the many people who worked to make today happen. First and foremost, I would like to thank Mr. Dave Smeltzer, Mrs. Virginia Polich, Mr. Brad McMullen, and Mr. Kibby Kavanaugh for getting the gym ready. I would also like to thank Mr. Cody Churchill for getting all the audio, visual, and technology ready for today's ceremony. Lastly, I would like to thank Scott Chapman and Beth Griffin. And if you're here, could you stand up? I know you're here, so stand up. Where's Beth? I thought she was here. A sincere thank you for everything you do for me on a daily basis. It is truly appreciated. Thank you. You can sit down, Beth. While we honor our students, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize another milestone I feel is extremely important. I am fascinated to learn about the past, the old social studies teacher in me. Woodward-Granger High School merged in 1964-65 school year. We have many families who have remained in the area. Today, we honor those families who have the third generation or more graduate today. I would like to honor these individuals at this time. The BICE family, Alex BICE, class of 2020. Father Wayne BICE, class of 1988. Harry Bud BICE, class of 1949. Great-grandmother Zelpha Hammond BICE, class of 1921. The Kavanaugh family, Reagan Kavanaugh, class of 2020. Father Matthew Kavanaugh, class of 1997. Grandfather Kenneth Kavanaugh, class of 1975. Great-grandmother Dolores Louise Kavanaugh, class of 1940. And her great-great-grandmother Myrtle Flynn, the graduating class is unknown. The Hanson family, Matthew Hanson, class of 2020. Chris Hanson Jr., his father, class of 1990. Chris Hanson Sr., class of 1969, his grandfather. The Jameson family, Reese Jameson, class of 2020. Jody Ramsey Jameson, class of 1985, his mother. Grandmother, Janice Grice Ramsey, class of 1964. Grandfather, Mike Ramsey, class of 1963. Great-grandmother, Martha Vaughn Kennedy, class of 1942. Great-grandmother, Ruth Vernon Ramsey, class of 1939. Great-grandfather, Howard Ramsey, class of 1939. And Father Dan Jameson, class of 1978. And lastly, the Moats family. Pacey Moats, class of 2020. Carrie Moats, his mother, class of 1994. Dan Miner, grandfather, class of 1976. And Cindy Miner, grandmother, class of 1976. Thank you for your dedication to the Woodward-Granger Community School District. We have already delivered your signs, so please feel free to display them promptly or proudly in your yards. We did that when we did that earlier. We'd like to recognize some students for some academic awards. The top 15% of our students are wearing gold cords. These are individuals who finished in the top 15% of their class. When I read your name, please stand and face the audience. Please remain standing until all the names have been read. Chloe David, Jack Grell, Reese Jameson, Caleb Jones, Quinn Kaufman, Caitlin Charlo, and Juliet Sosavalle, top 15% of the class. The Silver Cord program is designed to encourage community service and volunteerism. This year's seniors must have accumulated 140 hours of volunteer work. Each student who has reached this milestone is wearing a silver cord. I'm going to read your names, and please stand and remain standing until all the names have been read. Bryce Achenbach, May Anderson, Kaya Bowlesby, Chloe David, Emma Drake, Jack Grell, Natalie Helbling, Reese Jameson, Quinn Kaufman, Asher Little, and Caitlin Charlo. Thank you for your volunteer service. The last group I would like to introduce to you is our National Honor Society. Being inducted into the National Honor Society is one of the highest honors a student can earn. He or she must meet stringent academic, involvement, service, and character requirements. The following students have been inducted into Woodward-Granger's chapter of the National Honor Society. Again, I ask that you please stand and remain standing until all the names have been read. Bryce Achenbach, Kaya Bowlesby, Chloe David, Jaden Dorenkamp, Emma Drake, Jack Grell, Reese Jameson, Quinn Kaufman, Asher Little, Chloe Nixon, Nathaniel Rosen, and Caitlin Charlo. Congratulations. Now I'd like to present to you the class of 2020 salutatorian, and that is Chloe David. This year's valedictorian will also be speaking. At this time, I ask Reese Jameson to stand and be recognized and come to the podium.
Good afternoon, administrators, faculty, staff, parents, relatives, and especially classmates. Before I get started, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for coming to this special occasion to cherish the memories and recognize the class of 2020. I would also like to thank everyone who makes it possible for the school to run effectively every day. This includes the administration, teachers, associates, secretaries, custodians, lunch staff, and bus drivers. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. Well, this day is finally upon us. We, the class of 2020, are finally graduating. This is a great milestone in our lives. For some of us, it seems like we've been waiting forever for this moment, and for others, it maybe hasn't even set in yet. We are now at the point where we can decide what we want to do with the rest of our lives. For some of us, this may be heading off to college, and for some of us, this may be joining the workforce or military. No matter what path you choose in life, I challenge you to pursue your dreams without fear. As Ed Helms once said, don't be afraid of fear, because it sharpens you, it challenges you, it makes you stronger. And when you run away from fear, you also run away from the opportunity to be your best possible self. When we were all younger, we would have dreamed about missing 3 whole months of school. But now that we are seniors in high school, we realized that we never got to achieve some of the things we wanted to. However, I could stand here today and talk about the recent events happening in the world, but I won't. This event should be celebrating our futures, not dwelling on what could have been. I won't sadden you with the news we've all been avoiding, rather enlighten you with all we've accomplished. This class has accomplished so much, from being good role models in and out of school to showing leadership around the community. We have taken great strides as in the classroom, along with tremendous success in band, speech, play, choir, and athletics. The most impressive part of all, this class has yet to accomplish some of the greatest achievements. This is just the beginning of what our class has yet to achieve. We are full of dreams and hard work, the perfect combination of being successful. Just know whatever you choose to do in life, the loved ones in your life are going to be extremely proud. To all the graduates sitting in front of me, I hope as we end this chapter in our lives, we are starting an even better one. I wish the best of luck to each one of you. Congratulations, class of 2020, and as always, go Hawks.
Now I would ask Mr. Churchill to dim the lights, and we can watch the slideshow celebrating the class of 2020 created by Quinn Kaufman. At this time, I would like to introduce Woodward-Granger Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Matt Adams.
Boy, that goes just like a blink of an eye, doesn't it, parents? You see those pictures up there? Just a blink of an eye. Well, good afternoon, parents, students, and staff. I'm grateful to be here today to honor our graduating class for their tremendous accomplishments. Everyone in this gym, including me, began the 1920 school year excited for your senior year, contemplating all the opportunities and the possibilities that come with this special time. Well, we were thrown a curveball this spring. I'm talking a wicked Alex BICE curveball. And we responded. Parents and students, you persevered by being flexible and adaptive to the situation. Students, this is a 21st century skill that will serve you well. I believe there's a lesson in every life experience. This global pandemic has been and continues to be quite the experience. And one of the greatest challenges I've ever faced in education, the senior class of 2020 passed with flying colors. So what is commencement? By definition, commencement actually means a beginning, a start. Today is your launch ceremony. The Woodward-Granger Community School District builds futures, one student at a time, in a supportive culture of high expectations. During your time at Woodward-Granger, we're preparing you for a big, bright future. We want you to dream big. We want you to think big. What you accomplish is limitless and entirely up to you. So plan and execute. I want you to come back and tell us stories about how you're changing the world. As superintendent of Woodward-Granger, this group of students will always hold a special place in my heart, considering you're my first senior class. Although our time together was short, I will remember this class fondly. You're always so welcoming and nice to me. Who's nice to the superintendent? Thank you for that. This class has class. Your presence in this ceremony represents years of hard work and dedication to a strong foundation for a successful future. I know you didn't do it alone. Students, would you join me in thanking your parents and teachers for all the love, time, and energy they poured into you. I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of what you've accomplished. So it's easy for me to say, ladies and gentlemen, President Brandt, members of the Board of Education, as superintendent of Woodward-Granger Community School District, I verify these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements set forth by Woodward-Granger Board of Education in the state of Iowa. Therefore, the students seated before us today are eligible to receive their diplomas, which is symbolic of this achievement.
Bryce Franklin Achenbach. Brendan Taylor Anderson. Andrew Douglas Anderson. May Murphy Anderson. Trenton Eugene Anderson. Caitlin Lee Banstra. Alexander James BICE. Braden Miles Blair. Kaya Daniel Bowlesby. Keith Daniel Braunschweig. John Doe Britton. Nicholas Joseph Bush. Reagan Liberty Kavanaugh. Chloe Lauren Coffin. Madison K. Dante. Chloe Josephine David. Jaden Allen Dorenkamp. Emma Meredith Drake. Chastity Ann Dugan. Caden Michael Easter. Tanner Lee Elston. Wyatt Michael Ferris. Cody Otis Garland. Jaden Allen G. Jack William Grell. Matthew Casey Hansen. Natalie Marie Helbling. ASHLAND Benet James. Reese Connor Jameson. Caleb Donald Jones. JENAE Ann Jones. Quinn Kathleen Kaufman. Logan Reese Landsberger. Tate James Leto. Asher Woodman Little. Isabel Mauvernen Meyer. William Pacey Moats. Joby David Nevins. Chloe Ray Nixon. John Michael Polish. CALE Leroy Pritchett. Nathaniel Edward Rosen. Caitlin Elizabeth Charlot. Juliet Andrea Sosa Valle. Dylan Remington Steele. Justin Matthew Wheeler. Brandon Richard Worley.
If I could have the graduates all stand. It is with great honor I present to you the Woodward-Granger High School Class of 2020. Congratulations.